Hi, this is Jay Brockman. I'm Associate Dean of Engineering at the University of Notre Dame, and I'm going to show you a demonstration of an educational video, sample engineering video, recorded with a Microsoft Surface Pro. And for this lecture, I'll show a little bit about how an Arduino microcontroller works. Engineering lectures are interesting for recording because of the extensive use of media. There's, of course, the ubiquitous use of PowerPoint, but there are other software applications that engineering faculty typically use as well, such as CAD tools or mathematical packages. Engineering lectures often include a lot of handwriting, for example, handwriting on the board when doing mathematical calculations. And finally, there are live demonstrations, such as a demonstration of a piece of lab apparatus, or in this case, the Arduino microcontroller. The platform that I'm using for this lecture is the Microsoft Surface Pro. Now, this isn't to be confused with the Microsoft Surface RT, and I'll say a little bit more about that in a second. The software that I'm using for recording this is Camtasia by TechSmith, which is basically a program that records anything that's happening on your computer screen. I'm specifically using a version called Camtasia Relay, which does the video processing and uploading to a streaming source on a server. The Camtasia Relay backend supports a variety of different servers, including YouTube, Kaltura, and other video streaming sites. So this is the Microsoft Surface Pro, and again I said this isn't to be confused with the Surface RT. Let me bring up a laser pointer here to show some of the features. So the Surface Pro runs the full version of Windows 8 Pro, which has the Metro desktop as well as the common Windows desktop, which we'll see in a second. It has front and rear facing cameras. There's a front camera, another one in the back, but the really important feature is the Wacom pen digitizer. So the Pro has as well as a capacitive screen that other tablets have, which allows you to touch with your finger. It also supports an active digitizer pen, which allows very accurate handwriting, basically as accurate as you could do with a regular pen on paper. Turn off the laser pointer. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is run through some of the features of the Surface Pro. First thing that I'm going to do is show some of the Metro apps, specifically the Explorer web browser, as well as the camera. So I'll bring up the Metro desktop with Start, and let's look at Explorer, for example. So this is the Metro version of Explorer. Looking at Bing, and we could of course go to another web page. That's Explorer. Another app that's useful is the camera. So this allows you to control either the front-facing or rear-facing camera. Here we're panning around and looking at parts of my office, as well as looking at the Arduino board that we're going to be using for the demonstration. All right, going back to PowerPoint. Okay, so we've looked at the Metro apps. Next thing, we're going to take a look at the Windows 8 desktop programs. Specifically, I'm going to take a look at MATLAB, which we commonly use in engineering, and also a third-party tool called a webcam viewer if you really do want to have the ability to see a video stream on your desktop. So let me exit out of PowerPoint for a second. Okay, and we'll minimize that. Okay, so I'm on the desktop. So here is MATLAB. And what I'm going to do is snap in the keyboard with a nice satisfying snap like it has in the commercials, and do some quick graphs. So let's say that X, okay, there we go. Not recognizing the keyboard. Why? try snapping it in again. All right, there it is. So guess I had to snap it in again. All right, so x, let's say, is equal to from 0 by 0.01 up through, let's say, 8 times pi. All right, and then we'll say that y is equal to the sine of x, and then we'll plot x versus y. Okay, so that's MATLAB. Now the webcam tool that I was talking about is a third-party tool called Webcam Viewer, and I'll bring that up. And this allows you to see either the front-facing or rear-facing cams. So if you really did want an unflattering picture of yourself in the corner, you could do that. That's enough of that. And you can also take a look at the rear-facing. Okay, and we're back looking at my desk. All right, so we'll minimize MATLAB. Okay, and go back to PowerPoint. Okay, so we saw the Metro apps, we saw MATLAB and the webcam viewer. We also learned that sometimes the keyboard needs to be reseated. Next thing we'll take a look at is the Wacom pen digitizer, which allows high-resolution drawing. I'm going to snap the keyboard back off again and lay my tablet down. So first of all, PowerPoint itself supports inking. So if I bring my stylus over and bring up a pen, so I'm going to select the pen, and I will pick a black pen. So as you can see, you can write fairly accurately. So for example, I could say that e to the I theta is cosine theta plus I sine theta. You're really only limited by the quality of your own penmanship. Or I could say that, x equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. And you can also erase. I just turned my stylus over and I'm going to erase the 2a and I'm going to write it back in. So you can do a very good job with PowerPoint inking. And sometimes what I'll do for a lecture is just create a set of PowerPoint slides that are almost blank or may have a couple of figures in it and just ink directly on the slides during the lecture to record the things that I otherwise would put on the blackboard and which I can project to the class rather than using the blackboard. Another application is OneNote, and I'll bring that up. So OneNote, if you're really doing a lot of writing with your stylus, OneNote is probably the best application that runs on the Surface, and I'll show you one particularly nice feature. So let me pick a pen, and I'll pick a blue pen just for the sake of discussion. So I could write, for example, the first line, and then I could put another line underneath it, another line, and if I want to open up some space in there, if I go to the Draw menu, there's Insert Space, and see, I can drag that right down and put a third line in between. So this is really a nice application, and you can really go to town with it. Here's just some sample notes showing calculus concepts, and you can scroll and do pinch zooming, for example, to zoom into parts of your drawing. So it's really quite a nice way to prepare lecture materials. All right, we'll go back to PowerPoint. All right, so we've seen OneNote. And I will turn off the pen. Okay. All right, so now what I'd like to do is the demonstration of the Arduino. And there are several things that I'm going to go through here, all demonstrating different features of lecture production on the Surface. So first, we'll take a look at what is an Arduino, and we'll view the website from a Metro app. The next thing that I'm going to do is explain the demonstration, which is blinking an LED using the Arduino. And the way that I'll do this is with a PowerPoint slide that has a picture on it, and then I'm going to ink over that picture. Finally, what I'm going to do is compile an Arduino program to blink both onboard and external LEDs from the Arduino card. And for this, I'm going to bring up a tool on the Windows desktop, which is the Arduino IDE, or Integrated Development Environment program. And I'll also use the webcam viewer on my desktop to take a look at the Arduino. All right, so first let's take a look at the Arduino website. Whoops. I'll swipe in and go to Start, and we'll go to Internet Explorer and look at the Arduino website. There's their home page. So Arduino is an open source electronics prototyping platform. Here's the web page. I can browse it. There is software that can be downloaded. There's documentation that's on there, and so on. You can learn more about the Arduino on your own. All right, go back to PowerPoint. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is show you what we'll be connecting to the board and the essence of the demonstration. So I'll go to my next slide in PowerPoint, and I'll bring my pen, and let's start with a yellow pen. All right, so we'll take a pen and we'll make it yellow. All right, so this is an Arduino card. It has a connection using a USB to your to a host computer. In this case, it's connected directly to my Surface. The main chip on the card is an Atmega 328 microcontroller. So this is an Atmega 328. That's the microcontroller. For this demonstration, let me switch to a red pen. Okay, so there's an LED that's right on the board, and that's connected to pin 13. There are pins for digital outputs, there are pins for analog inputs, and then there's power, 5 volts and ground, which we'll be using. So the first version of the program, I'm going to download something that blinks this little LED connected to pin 13. Then I'm going to connect an LED externally. So what I have on my card is a circuit that consists of a resistor, which is 330 ohms, connected to an LED. Okay, and that LED will be connected to ground on the Arduino through this pin right here, and then I'm also going to connect it to pin 7 over here, and that's the circuit. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at that. Turn off my pen for now. All right, so this is the Arduino demo. So the first thing I'm going to do is snap in my keyboard again with a nice resounding snap, and hopefully it's seated right this time. And then I'm going to bring up the Arduino IDE and the webcam viewer so that we can watch the demonstration. All right, so let's bring up Arduino. Oops, starting a new version. I didn't want to do that. We'll close that. I'm going to take the existing one I have. Let's exit out of PowerPoint, and we don't need to keep the ink annotations. We'll minimize that. We'll minimize OneNote and bring up the Arduino program that I have, and we will compile the program and run it. So let me first, through our webcam viewer, set it up so that we can see the Arduino card. Right, there it is. And in the first incarnation of the program, what I'm going to do is set the LED to pin 13, which is the onboard card, and the onboard LED, and then I'll upload it. Okay, so that's compiling, and so now if we take a look, we can see, make it a little darker, that there's a blinking LED on the Arduino card. All right, what I'm going to do next is change that to pin 7, which is where the external one is connected to an external LED. So change that to 7, recompile it, and now we see the external LED is blinking. We'll put it in dark. Actually, we'll move it a little closer so you can see it better. There it is. And put some dark behind it. And lo and behold, it's blinking. Okay, so that's basically it. Thanks.